Hey guys, I wanted to make a video on dealing with a tenant of non-payment or when you have to go through an eviction process. So first the thing that you need to do is, if you haven't been into having rentals yet and you haven't came across it or you have dealt with it, the first thing you need to do is go to your local courthouse and ask what are the requirements that you need to do to evict a tenant for whatever reason, and hopefully they'll let you know, and then you can do it the right way. Because if you do it the wrong way, it can cost you more money, and it can give you the tenants a longer time where you're going to be losing rent money. So this stuff is stuff that you need to know, and sometimes the rules will change over time, and sometimes you just don't know, and it can be a problem. So at some point you're going to come across where a tenant just simply doesn't want to pay and he's not going to move out. So now you need to actually force him out. The law here in Iowa requires that we have a 3-day notice that you have to tell them that they have to pay or quit or to get out. So after you send them that notice, right now if you're going to be filing them, taking them to court on this, and your first letter is going to be the serious one, that what the law requires here now is that you have to post a letter, and I'll go ahead and let you guys see what it is. I usually have my business name and phone number and address. It looks like this. I got this form from buyincomeproperties.com, and if you go to the left hand side where there, you can go down the thing, it'll say leases, agreements, or forms. I don't remember which one it is, but you'll see it. And then they have tons of forms. Just search through there. They also have like lease agreements, tons of other different ones, quick claim deeds, tons of stuff on there. So check out those and check out some of the forms. Also, if you like one thing in one, you can combine some of the forms, just get some information in it. You can also go to your other places to get information on what you need to do. But again, the law requires now that you have to post this on their door. You also have to send it in regular mail, and you also have to certify mail it. Me, in the past, normally I just stuck it to their door, and I've certified mailed it, and I've normally have never had any problems. Recently, people must have complained. Someone found out probably that you also need to have it mailed, and now they're enforcing that, and you also have to send it by mail. So this time I had a little bit of problems. I went up there, paid the $85. Good thing is that you can do the small claims and eviction all at the same time. If you do it at the same time, it's $85. I think it's $85 if you don't do it, so it's better than paying it twice. So they let you do it both at the same time. Now also, it used to be that we went in and filed it. Now my city is making you do it online, so you don't go up there. Normally if you went up there and you were filing it and you didn't have this, they would tell you that you would have to have this done before you file. So now another thing is when you file it, that you might not know that you're doing it wrong, and they won't let you know. You already spent the money, and now you're going to get up there and show up for your court date, and they're going to be like, oh, sorry, you don't have a copy of your receipt that you sent it certified mail, or you don't have something. Like now, for example, I go ahead and just get a copy of the receipt when I go in to show that I bought a stamp and mailed it. Regular mail on top of getting it certified mail. And then also when I post this to their door, I have it all filled out and the date, and I take a copy of it showing it is taped to the door. I take a photo of it. You know, there's little things that is very crazy that you have to do, but you have to prove this because you're losing money. What happens is if you can't get this tenant out, you already lost 1 month's rent. You're probably going to lose maybe the next month's rent. Now you have $85. If you fill it wrong, you might have another $85. If they don't move out, then you have to have the sheriff deliver it that they need to move out. So you're going to have that fee, and then if they still don't move out, you're also going to have to pay the sheriffs to come there and evict them. So there could be tons of fees. For example, this apartment is renting for $600. On top of that, I mean, it could be a lot more. It can get up to a couple thousand, and this is why it's hard to be lenient on some of your tenants, because when you start dealing with this and you have one bad tenant that comes along and takes your profit for the whole year, it can be very frustrating, and mostly when you go to the courthouse and you try to do this process and then you have little bumps in the roads. So this is one of the things that you're going to be dealing with. Again, once you start filing the eviction, or they already know that they're not paying, what normally happens is the tenants usually stop talking to you. They don't answer their door. They don't do anything like that. And when you even send it certified mail, you get copies like this back from the mail saying that it didn't get delivered. So they're not even answering the door for the post office. So you can kind of see what's going to happen. So again, whenever you start having problems with a tenant, the best thing is to do, mostly on non-payment, is get them out as soon as possible, because those things are going to start getting bigger. For example, this current tenant that I'm evicting now, he moved in over a year ago, and I actually let him move in. I was being nice. It's a $600 deposit. I let him move in on a $150 deposit, and he was going to make payments to pay those off. I never got any more money from him. So now I'm also stuck without having that money to help him out. So I've already made a new policy. I've been doing this for 10 years now, and now I'm going to be much more firm on making sure people have deposits paid up in front. And I advise people doing that too. It sucks having tenants move in and they need a little help, because it is extremely hard sometimes to come up with the deposit and first month's rent. The thing is you can't let that problem become your problem. As a renter, my first apartment, I had to go and get a loan. I mean, yeah, we're talking about 15 years ago, something like that, maybe 10, 12 years ago. My first apartment, I had to go to my bank and get a $600 loan for half the month's rent and stuff like that. So they have to do it too. I did it. They can do it. I look at it as that you're not a bank, and just make sure that you're going to have good qualified tenants before they move in. Hopefully this stuff helps. Make sure that you find out before you actually file the eviction that you got all the stuff, the requirements for your local area done, and hopefully that will help. Alright guys, take care.